Welcome to a short guide for using MLA style. When I teach this course, I often hear students ask, why do we need to know this? What's most interesting to me, however, is that students aren't saying, this is irritating and I don't want to do this. Instead, student questions are often much more specific and much more sophisticated than that. I often hear something similar to, I understand that it's important to know MLA style because we have to standardize our citations, but why do we need to standardize? Why can't we just get the information across in any way we see fit? All of the information that I will share in this demonstration can be found in your handbook or on the Purdue Online Writing Lab website. Please note that the URL is owl.english.purdue.edu/OWL. I want to answer that common concern that as long as students can get their information across clearly, they should be able to cite their information however they see fit. Purdue OWL addresses this about as clearly as I've seen. If you click on MLA Guide, and then MLA Style, and then MLA Overview and Workshop, and then scroll down a little bit, you'll see that this website argues that MLA Style allows your reader to understand your writing more clearly by presenting information in a standardized way. It also keeps your reader from getting distracted by confusing citation information that is unfamiliar. Though this might make complete sense to you, it might confuse someone reading your paper. It's best to stick to something standardized that gives your reader a better chance of following your argument. Finally, MLA style establishes your credibility or ethos in the field by demonstrating an awareness of your audience and their needs as fellow researchers. You don't need to memorize MLA style, though. Chances are you'll end up using a different style within your chosen field, unless you actually go into the humanities where we use MLA. So it doesn't make sense to ask that you memorize it. Instead, I want to make sure that you're able to figure out how to use a handbook or a reliable website to format your works cited entries or parenthetical citations. In this class, we use the Pocket Wadsworth Handbook. When you open the handbook to the title page, you should see a tab that reads MLA Documentation Style. The first page in this tabbed section is probably the page you'll use most often in this course. Let's say that you want to cite a work by a single author. The table of contents shows that you should turn to page 188 and find the particular directions you're looking for. Here you will see that the handbook will give you some guidance and that it will give you an example. And in this case, we're looking at in-text citations. This handbook also addresses how to form works cited entries too. So make sure that you reference the table of contents for that. When you move on to more advanced research classes, the other pages in this table of contents will become much more important. But for now, we want you to figure out how to use the handbook so that you can put together more complex citations in the future. Another resource that might be useful when putting together citations is the Purdue OWL website. If you click on the Formatting Style Guide link here, you can see how much information this website gives you. Say, for example, you want to figure out how to use in-text citations. You can just click on the link that reads MLA in-text citations, the basics, and read through what they have to say. This page, by the way, is particularly good at describing how the in-text citations and the works cited entries work together to document your research, and how your reader is going to use your in-text citations to know how to reference the works cited page in order to find the research that you've used in case he or she is interested in researching a similar topic. MLA doesn't just cover citation style, though. It also addresses formatting guidelines. The Purdue OWL website offers you a really great resource when it comes to formatting, in that they have a sample student undergraduate paper for you to look at. This sample paper is much longer than the papers that you'll be creating in this class, but it gives you the opportunity to see a correct MLA student header, for example, and a correctly formatted title and other things of that nature. So if you just click on MLA undergraduate student paper, excuse me while I switch screens here, this is what it'll pull up for you. It's about 7 pages long, 6 pages long, so it's much longer than what you'll be producing. But like I said, it does show you a correctly formatted MLA student header, a correctly formatted title that describes the content of the paper, correct in-text citations. Got these arrows here pointing to correct in-text citations. It'll show you how to use ellipses correctly in academic writing, etc. You also get to see how to create a clear thesis statement with some tips here from the Purdue OWL people, and how to create argument-driven thesis statements that tell your reader what your paragraph is going to cover. This is also going to show you what elements you need to include in an effective conclusion and how to format your works cited page. So if you scroll down to page 6 here, you'll see that the blue bubbles here point out that the entire works cited page should be double spaced, and that the words works cited should be capitalized, should be centered, should not be underlined, bolded, or italicized, and should not have extra spaces before or after it. Switch screens one more time. I hope that this tutorial has helped. Remember that the purpose of this element of the course is to teach you how to find your own answers. You don't need to memorize, say, how to put together an MLA works cited entry for a chapter that has 2 authors from a book with 3 different editors. Instead, you just need to figure out how to figure it out. And resources like your handbook and the Purdue OWL website can be really helpful to that end. Make sure that you bring your handbook to class during week 9 so that we can start working towards creating in-text citations and works cited entries for the research you found during Unit 3. And don't forget to write down any questions you formed during this video so that we can address them in class. I'll talk to you guys soon.